And not only does it suggest you some courses that you might be interested in aligned with like the inputs that you gave, it will also give you some online courses for any for any like skill development, and additionally some local opportunities as well to further make your current reality into a future career in STEM.
Hey, get ready, Kulay. You'll be next.
No, I'm good. No, not really. I eat everything. I think that's one of the reasons she agreed to marry, because I eat everything. So it's fine. Yeah, so for me it's tough to have vegetarian. So once a week I had, my mom suggested I have vegetarian food. That's the toughest day for my wife because she has to disguise it somehow and do it for me.
You won't be, talking and then doing that naman. So you can just borrow. Just ano. Okay. Sige, you just borrow.
Low.
There?
Pwede na kanta mo.
There.
Kanta na. Ikaw.
Pwede na? Start na? Start na? Start na?
Sige, go.
So, before we begin, I'd like you to take a wild guess. How many Filipino professionals are actually a part of the BPO industry right now? Got a number?
Well, here's the answer. Around 1.82 million.
According to the IBPAP, this industry is a major driver of the economy, contributing to 38 billion in revenue.
Each person has a story, and we'd like you to meet one of them. Meet Maria.
Maria works the night shift, 9 p.m. to 6 a.m., 5 times a week. She's a dedicated BPO agent supporting her family. Like many of us Filipinos, she's given up her rest, growth, and sometimes even her dreams.
But lately, Maria's been hearing more and more about AI replacing jobs like hers. And it's not just a mere talk.
According to the International Labor Organization, 89% of BPO roles are actually at risk of being automated. To put that into perspective, that's around 1.6 million people.
But what's even harder is the quiet frustration. Scrolling past coding courses she can't even start because life is simply too much.
Maria wonders if she belongs in tech. Where to even start? Because for her, learning feels like a luxury she can't afford.
But here's what Maria doesn't realize. She already has more skills than she thinks. She doesn't need a reset. She just needs a path that fits her life.
That's where we come in. This is sa linya. Dinadala ka sa linya kung saan ka tugma.
From the Filipino words salin, meaning translation, and linya, meaning path or line.
Sa linya is a mobile-first, career transition mobile web app built for Filipinos like Maria.
So, when Maria opens Salinya, she doesn't see a wall of text. She sees inspiration.
She starts to believe, maybe I can do this too.
Then, she uploads her resume or takes a 2-minute interactive assessment. Salinya spots what skills can be transferable and what can be developed, generating a compatibility score for each job role.
Then comes her personalized roadmap, not just a generic list of courses, but a clear, task-based path centered around her very own skills and schedule.
From her assessment and role selection, our AI tool generates a tailored pathway for her because life isn't a race on a single path. We're all navigating our own unique journeys.
She sees her timeline, tracks her progress, and most importantly of all, she works on her own pace, even with just 30 minutes in a day.
Tailored to the mobile web experience, it's built exactly for users like Maria. When the only time she has is on breaks or right before bed, phone in hand, she can still make progress with Salinia.
Well, you might be curious, whatever happens if she gets stuck or demotivated?
Salinia offers continuous support, reminders, encouragement, and answers to real questions through its AI chatbot.
Salinia is gamified because learning should be motivating, not overwhelming. Users earn XP by completing learning tasks, and these can actually be transferred and redeemed for real rewards.
But it doesn't stop there. Maria finds herself part of a community where she connects with others on the same journey, even mentors who have successfully transitioned from BPO to tech.
Salinia provides a platform where people on the same upskilling journey can share their stories, can share their growth, and most importantly, support one another. This opens up the path for meaningful networking and growth for one another. Now, amidst all this, what exactly sets us apart?
Salinia is built specifically for people like Maria. Busy, tired, unsure, but capable. Everything is mobile first, less demanding, and flexible.
While other platforms push a one-size-fits-all course, we provide a personalized journey that adapts to each and every single user.
Selenia connects companies and talent in a continuous loop with sponsored tasks and rewards. Rewards attract users, users gain skills and visibility, while companies gain access to a growing pool of skilled candidates.
People are no longer just looking for jobs. They're looking for paths. There has been a massive shift. Surviving is not just enough. Workers want to have growth, direction, and purpose.
And with AI shaking the job market, there's never been a more urgent time to give workers like Maria the tools they need to transition, not just react.
Maria isn't a fictional character. She's a real person. She could be any one of us, one of our friends, a relative, or maybe even a reflection of our very own journey.
Selenia is the platform that tells every Maria, you don't need to start over. You just need the right path. Discover yourself. Discover your potential.
Selenia.
I don't have a question. I just know. So thank you. I had actually 3 questions in mind, but as I saw the slides coming up, you'll answer all of them. So I think a great product, a great showcase of what it can do. And you're right, the IT BPO industry right now employs a lot of folks. There may be some degree of automation. So I think this is something that's good to look at.
All right, thank you for that presentation. I think this problem is very relevant, no, in terms of the industry's need to upskill our workforce in order to be relevant in the age of AI. I assume you're familiar with MOOCs, like Udemy, Udacity, Coursera. How different is your idea from those online courses that are already available?
So actually, in terms of our actual idea, we aren't really a learning platform. It's more of just a guide. So we actually make the most out of those available resources like the MOOCs and other articles or videos online, and we just redirect it and cut it into bite-sized pieces for our users. Because one of the big things that we notice is that especially for those who are just very busy, they still have another day job, so having to upskill while having that day job is very time consuming, right? So what we want to do is cut that barrier, make them feel that it's digestible and bite-sized for their upskilling process instead of having it being a 2-hour course that they have to finish. It's a lot less overwhelming and a lot more understandable.
All right, thank you, Ace and EJ. Now we have Kulay. Dito na lang.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Mic test. Yes.
Naku, go na.
Ready na, ready?
Ready na?
Go.
This is a picture from Bantayan Island, where my family resides. 4 kids, 1 computer. They rotate turns to type, and 2 of them had their hands close to the mouse, not because it was their turn, but because they were silently hoping it would be. This is the reality of thousands of public schools across the country. And we see this every day. This, and this. These headlines aren't just stories. These are systems that are failing. In this moment, we realize something devastating. The digital divide isn't just wide. It is unfair. And for millions of kids, paper is the only screen that they can afford. In fact, more than 60% of students in rural areas do not have computer. Schools print coding activities but have no way to test them. And grounded by this reality, we have interviewed students, teachers, professors, and professionals alike, and they share the same sentiment: underfunded. And because access starts with belief, and we believe that students deserve a chance to code, create, and contribute, hence why we created TIPIC. TIPIC. From strokes to systems, itipik na to ang kaugmaon.
So, what is TIPIC? So, TIPIC is an AI-powered app that turns handwritten code into editable, runnable code without the use of any computers or laptops. All that accessibility just from a mobile phone. Now, what are these main features? So, we have a code scanner, AI assistant tool, community projects, and programming courses, which we will demonstrate. So here we have worksheets from all across levels, so from elementary to college level worksheets. Now we have our app here. So our main vision for this app really is to help students who don't have access to computers or laptops, so that those inaccessibility to technology will not be a reason or will not be an obstacle to whatever they want to dream of. So here is our boarding screen, just a basic tutorials on what the app is about. So here, yeah, you're all settled. So here, we want to focus on our homepage here. So you can see there are recent snaps, which we will focus on later. So we'll focus on the pictures also. But you can also see most recommended courses, so Python, HTML, C++, and you can also have project tutorials here as well. So the next feature. Here, you can see recommended courses. So these are offline courses available for the public. And you can learn a language, you can learn a skill track, or you could learn a specific skill that you want to improve. So here we have project tutorials. So this would be really helpful for students who want to make projects with their peers, with their other classmates, or with an adult. So here, for example, if you want to visualize YouTube data with Plotly, you can open this tutorial, and inside the tutorial, there's also a built-in IDE, so you can run your code there and in your phone as well, without needing a laptop. So we also have the profile. So it's a customizable profile just for like you to add a little bit of customizability for this app as well. So now let's get into the juicy bits. What is the app really about? So here, as you can see, there are worksheets here. Worksheets which contain code, like a machine problem or like lead code like codes that you want to run in an IDE, but you don't really have a laptop or a computer to access it to. So let's see here. You can take a picture of code here, as you can see. So you take a picture of it, and you can see the code there. And then that code will then be parsed by our AI so that you can turn it into the words that you want to run in your IDE. So as you can see here. So we also want to talk about our tech stack. So our backend here is fully deployed. It's using AWS EC2. So it might be a little bit laggy due to Wi-Fi constraints, but this is also very an advantage in itself. You could also realize that it is very scalable.
Yes. not yet. It's ending.
We want to demo the results also. So
And also, they can ask for a follow-up question.
so as you guys can see, I'll just talk to you guys. So as you guys can see here, it returns the code, so you can double check what that code parsed from your picture, and you can also see what language it says, some explanations on what the code does, and also recommendations on what you can improve from that code as well. Then if you scroll all the way down, you can see ask a follow-up question. So this app also has a chatbot feature if you want to ask more follow-ups. For example, if you want to know what if I change this variable, or what if I want to do this function instead, you can also do that using our AI also here. Then also we want to highlight another function which is also our built-in IDE.
So we just wanna end this by saying, gikan sa papel nga gisulat sa kamot hangtod sa code nga mohimo og kausaban,
Tipik sa paglaom.
tipik ni sa ustisya, tipik
Tipik
ni
ni
sa
sa
kaugmaon.
Ay, sorry.
So thank you. I think we like the presentation. And we understand the Wi-Fi is a little slow, right? So don't get worried. And this is also a message to the rest of the teams, right? We know the Wi-Fi is slow, it's fine, right? So don't get nervous about it. We really like the concept. My only question is, how do you scale this up?
So for our app right now, it's only like available for online mode. That's because the IDE and because of the AI that takes the pictures, it's only available on online mode. But we also have an idea. So for example, here we are using OpenAI's API, but we could also use Google's ML Kit, which is fully offline, to take the data from the picture and to so it's already like fully offline. That's really our vision for the scalability of this app. Also, we could also add some more courses, some more project tutorials, and some more accessibilities also for, yeah, okay.
Adding to that, so after having it in an offline mode rather, we will also add like different dialects to cater every student possible.
I think this is fantastic. No? It's a great use of AI. You're solving a big problem where we talk about high-tech stuff, but there's so many kids who don't have access to computers. So this is brilliant. I guess so I know you're addressing several programming languages already, but what language model is explaining the code? What are you using for that?
We are using OpenAI's API. So basically, we're using GPT-4o specifically for the explaining. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Great. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kulay. Now we have New Shift, Never Die. Energy naman dyan. It'll be a long day, but you know, you support each other, okay? New Shift, Never Die. It's your turn.
Okay, so good afternoon, honorable judges and everyone present here. So before I start, let me ask a quick questions to everyone here. So who among here have ever think pa na, this could be a good business idea and then did nothing about it? Anyone? Okay, I see you here, so thank you. So you see, you're not alone. But this happens far more often to women. Yes, unfortunately, to women. Because according to the United Nations, Women, Asia, and the Pacific, even in this day and age, Filipina entrepreneurs still face gender bias and discrimination. And this includes limited trust on their capabilities, assumptions of low business performance, and lack of knowledge and guidance, and also limited access to business support, especially in tech-driven and high-growth industries. So, these problems for women entrepreneurs is not something that we could say na they lack the talent or the ideas. But rather, it's the lack of access, resources, and confidence. That is why, ladies and gentlemen, we introduce you to IBs. So IBs is our a smart and sociable platform wherein it's something that will build confidence to our women entrepreneurs. And this is how we will show it. So whether you're ready or not, let's start planning. So let's say na, what would be our business idea? Let's say na I want a mobile laundry pickup app, something like that. And the location would be around Lahog, Cebu City. Yes? Okay, so say Lahog, Cebu City, and then next, let's say na our target customers would be professionals and students. Yes? Since they will be like needing this probably. And of course, how would I make this happen? Let's say na I have a logistics background and I have some connections to my cousin who owns a laundry shop. And next, let's say na how much money am I willing to start? Let's say na I have 100,000 and I will charge 150 per load. Okay, next. Let's say na I want the AI to consider na I want to have eco-friendly business, an eco-friendly business, and I want it something to be a job opportunity to riders. So let's create. So this will be the review, and we will start analyzing feasibility. So you see, the questions presented a while ago is not something that we just came up. We came up out of randomness. So it's something that we search because according to Barry and Shabana in 2019, for a business to be successful, it needs to have a reliable feasibility study. So you could really say now your plans are really feasible if you have a feasibility score who is around 7 and up. So let's wait for this. So, the feasibility study has 4 key areas. So it will be the product or services, the industry or market, and also the organizational and financial. And according to them, it will be very helpful to start or launch a business. So IBs will instantly analyze your business feasibility from your market demand to your financial risks. So that's there. So if you're satisfied with your feasibility score, let's now create or generate your business plan in just 1 click. So your business plan will be shown or will be displayed and saved in your homepage together with your feasibility analysis results. So that's there, and your business plan basically have the important components of a business plan. And of course, even if you have this as a launching or a startup, you need something na, it's not that easy, or you will be not confident enough to start a business with just this. So, IBs will also give you a feature that will help you and guide you as a startup. So, this is the startup guides. So, first we compiled legal checklists here, and also verified training opportunities, and also funding programs from trusted agencies, And of course, since we believe that, learning is something that you could share with everyone else, we have a community page where these women entrepreneurs could discuss and have a space to connect with like-minded people so that they could ask questions and also, share stories. And once again, this is IB's. Your idea made smarter, your path made clearer, and your business made possible. We don't just help you launch your business, we also help you and walk you through your journey. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for that presentation. I guess it's very easy nowadays to create a business plan, no, from generative AI. How do you think people can now differentiate their business? There's a risk that Gen AI will recommend similar things, right? So how do you guard against parang it's all the same, it's all generic? How do we make it differentiated?
Hello, Miss. So, for that question, I believe that Gen AI is still a baby at its stage right now, so it could give some hallucinations. That being said, for further improvements, we could introduce more APIs, APIs that really give you reliable and accurate data, and then integrate that, make the assessment more accurate and reliable and more holistic so that we can cater to those weaknesses that our generative AI have. So for further improvements, we could opt for more help from our partner LGUs, our fellow organizations, especially regarding with business, so that they can give professional advices as well as directions for this web application as well as for our users.
Very good answer. I think maybe as a suggestion, there should also be a feedback loop, like did the business work, how successful, like if you follow the recommendations, did it work, etc., so that it learns, no, and it gives more insightful recommendations in the future. But I think it's a very good idea, very practical. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss.
Thank you, New Shift Never Die. Now we have HackIT.
Hello, huh? Okay. Is there a mic na ako? I-hold na. Mic na ka. Hello. Good afternoon, everyone, and our dear panelists. Now, everything comes with a cost. As a parent, a great career per se, deadlines met, promotions earned. However, at home, something's shifting. You sit beside your kid and realize that both of you are in separate digital worlds. And we realize that, are we really connecting or just coexisting? So, there is a term for this problem. It's called phubbing. Phubbing is when we ignore someone in favor of a device or a phone, often without realizing it. We try to fix it the only way we know. We take away the screens, we block it, we lock it, and we shut it off. However, we realize that the silence becomes louder. And we learn that less screen time doesn't really mean more connection. In a 2021 Philippine study, out of 419 toddlers, out of 70% shows that they want daily screen time. Yet, 57% of the parents reported conflict when they tried to limit so. Most parental control apps shut kids down. We want something that reaches in with a purpose. Introducing Gab AI, an AI-powered, expert-validated habit companion designed to help families reconnect. This is made for busy parents, especially those who do not have the time and availability. Unlike traditional tools that just block or restrict, Gabay learns, it adapts, and it gently nudges. Touch a plant, or go read a book, or tell mom what made you smile today. Some nudges come with rewards, badges, reflections, small tokens from parents to celebrate progress. Gabay suggests, but it doesn't decide alone. If a nudge seems off track, Gabay pauses and alerts the expert panels because we need human insights, ensuring that every suggestion stays safe, thoughtful, and supportive. Because real connections needs more than just algorithms. It needs care. Gabay, helping families grow closer one moment at a time. So here is our demonstration. So first and foremost, the child must log in and make an account, and they need to put in the details. So this is where the magic of machine learning comes in. So we really need a quick run-through of what your child is like. So here are the nudges. These nudges are generated from the models that we have trained, and they specifically cater to the specific profile of each child. So each nudge is definitely unique. And our dear panelists, if the video demo is too fast, we have our prototype that you can go through to view such features. And we also have a wish list corner that if they complete a nudge or successfully finished one, they get a reward. However, we also do not want to promote unhealthy reward systems, such as if they finish something, they immediately get a reward. So they can obtain badges, or can they do reflections and such. And I guess that's it. Thank you so much. Napa? Napa? Oh, in addition, we also have a chat bot for the parent that is also a quick run-through of the progress of the child. So they don't have to look through the account. They can just ask the chat bot to see how they're doing. And I guess.
Well done. I think this is a good one, and I really appreciate you all taking time out to show us the demo as well. I like the mobile version of it. I just have one question. It's a very naive question. I only saw English. Which other languages does this support?
For this case, sir, we're actually using English for now since, first of all, we actually gathered real data sets for this. We surveyed 110 kids from elementary grade 4 to 6 to actually imply this. And for the assessment, we already created an AI model to check and suggest the nudges based on the certain criteria of the kids. So the survey we take was about the screen time and also the attention span of the kids, which matters because the nudges will differ based on the demographics of the kids.
Thank you.
Very good presentation. And I like that you are creating connection through technology pa rin, diba? Like you're using it, but gamifying it so that the family will do more activities together. So it's very creative. My question is, in your presentation earlier, you said this was parang expert reviewed. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yes, ma'am. So although our main target market would be the parents and the kids, but since we're dealing with critical data and letting AI decide that critical data is something not like validated, so we want to hire a third party, which is a psychologist perhaps, or psychometricians, certain experts for this case, that would verify the nudge recommendation. So in order for that, parents can be at ease that these nudges are expert validated, and also in a sense on how it will benefit the expert, we would also like to emphasize that most researchers nowadays takes a lot of money in collecting data. So we want to offer that to our expert in exchange for their service in terms of scalability. So this can also be applied to B2B. So let's say perhaps IBM is a company that prioritizes the wellness of a family. Using Gabay may indicate that perhaps the performance of their employees would boost productivity because of the welfare of the parent and the kid.
Thank you, HackIT. Now we have merged conflict. A round of applause.
So before we begin our pitch, before hello, mic test. So before we begin our pitch, I'd like to add a disclaimer that there might be sexual messages written on the screen for our demonstration, just in case.
Now everyone is watching. This is probably the safety.
Hi, we're Team Merge Conflict from Suleiman University, and our team believes that technology plays a part in a child's development. But the thing is, digital safety in 2025 is much harder now. That's because we don't know what kind of content our children are interacting with until the moment it actually happens, right? I mean, to really seal the deal, once they've seen something that they shouldn't have, there's no more taking it back. Sexual content is amok in online. So what do we do? Well, before they see something that they shouldn't have, we need to know just not what they're seeing, but how they're feeling. Now, imagine if there was an application that could monitor your children's activity and tell you their emotions. You can stop imagining that, because I'm introducing you to Band AI, filtering content and connecting you with your child in real time. You might be asking, what is Band AI? Before that, let me tell you that Band AI is personalized in the sense that it knows your child's demographics, allowing it to tailor itself to suit your suitable needs. Band AI was built with the following tools, which are commonly found online. So in case you didn't know, Band AI is Bisaya for to watch over, or bantay, and that's what this does. Bant AI has 4 primary features: detection, moderation, prevention, and emotion. These 4 processes help Bant AI achieve our goal. And that goal is simple: to help you connect with your children. To begin with, detection. Bant AI snapshots your current screen every few seconds. Of course, it's up to you. You can change the delay and interval. That snapshot, if it contains text, we'll have it extracted through an OCR service. Both the snapshot and the text will be sent to OpenAI's Omni Moderation model. The Omni Moderation model will analyze and review that content. And once it receives back the results, Bant AI will proceed with moderation. The results received from OpenAI's Omni Moderation model are 3 things. Firstly, a list of moderation categories. For example, sexual content, violence, gambling, all of those will be detected by the Omni Moderation model. Secondly, scores for each category. And thirdly, a Boolean value to flag the content as inappropriate. Here's the part where it gets really interesting. Once Bant AI flags something as inappropriate, Bant AI immediately proceeds with prevention, which notifies the parent immediately and blocks the screen with a special overlay UI that requires a password to get rid of. Only the parent or guardian can access that and know the password, so the child is prevented from further engaging with harmful content. Before we proceed with emotion, let me show you what these 3 things do. So let's say that I was Julia, a young girl who was surfing the internet. And I was here, my mother managed to turn on Bant AI, and I was scrolling through my messenger when I received a rather sexual message in Tagalog. Basically, what happens is Bant AI detects this very sexual message, and once it is detected, Bant AI will immediately provide the overlay. There. Now, this overlay actually depends on your internet, so we had some delay. But here we see that it's actually blocking it right away. So by then, Julia wouldn't be able to access her screen, she can't reply to that comment anymore, and her mother is notified. Here's the part that really makes Bant AI stand out from the filtering applications right now. Once the parent accesses the notification, they are then sent to our dashboard. Here in the dashboard, we can see our children, the content we want to filter, the blocked websites. Now here in the dashboard, do you remember the things I was talking about in the moderation part? Everything in the moderation phase is here, as well as the emotion, the part that makes this very interesting. Bant AI isn't just detecting your child's activity, it also tells you how the child might feel, what kind of impact it might have, and also what steps you should take. Let's begin with the analysis. Bant AI tells you the emotional theme that the content carries. It's telling you that the flagged content was sexual, something that a 13-year-old might not yet be able to comprehend. It's telling you that the primary risk of being exposed to something sexual at that age is probably an unhealthy attitude towards sex or desensitization. And here's the best part: suggested actions you can take so that your child and you can move forward. We have here actions, suggested actions. But let's take note that the AI only makes these suggestions. It's up to us as to how we act. In the end, Bant AI isn't just a filtering application. It's a sentiment analyzer. You might ask, what is a sentiment analyzer? It's here to help you connect with your child in real time. And if you're thinking, can I really use Bant AI in my day-to-day life? Yes, because Bant AI doesn't just support English. It supports local languages such as Cebuano or Filipino, and even other international languages. Because that's what we had in mind when we built Bant AI, a digital guardian that can be used by anyone so that they will communicate using our language. Bant AI, kung dili ikaw ang makabantay, naay Bant AI.
I don't have a question. This is a good.
Thank you so much for taking up this challenge. This is a difficult one, digital safety. And I think it's a brilliant idea. No? So just let me clarify. So this runs, I guess you subscribe to Bant AI, and then it runs on your kids' phones.
It runs on the background, yes.
Okay. And then it looks for, you trained for keywords.
Our AI actually detects everything, even just images. It will detect any possible harmful image that can be seen on the screen.
Okay. I think one of the most common scams is not necessarily, so I guess my question is, will it also address scams? Because one of the most common ones is honey potting or love scams. Like it doesn't really say any bad words, but the scammer will befriend you, will say, oh, hi, are you happy today? And then, yun, so scam ka na financially. Will that work also?
Currently, we're using OpenAI's Omni moderation model. This will, if you feed it like an image or text, like scams, I'm not sure if it supports scams yet, but it will return a category of scores. I'm not sure if scams or similar messages are supported yet. Right now, we know that it supports self-harm category, violence category, sexual category, graphic content. But that's certainly up in the books when we create our own model in scalability to include scams and all sorts of other categories.
Well, that's plenty already. So good stuff. And yun. So my suggestion is to extend it to mga financial scams, love scams, yung someone pretending.
Yes, that is for sure possible.
Yeah. All right. Very good. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Merge Conflict. Now we have Dark Bite. When you come on stage, please step on the marker so that we can capture you on camera, okay?
I didn't see. React? I think I saw React. It's so easy now, no? It's harder for enterprises because we have so many rules.
Okay, another round of applause for Dark Bite.
For hackathons, you can use anything.
So, good afternoon, everyone. Did you know that in the latest FISA Global Assessment, the Philippines ranked 77th out of the 81 countries in both science and mathematics? And did you also know that only 23% of our 15-year-old students has reached the minimum level of proficiency in science? This is not a reflection of their potential, and this is rather a crisis of context. In another study of 179 grade 10 students in Toledo City, many have reported difficulty in choosing their senior high school strands. And most of it were attributed to the parents' pressure, lack of self-awareness, and also unclear information about the track. And most of it were influenced not by what they love or what they're good at, but by what their parents chose or where their peers were going. And this is where we lose talent. But what if choosing a strand wasn't confusing? What if learning science wasn't intimidating, but rather exciting? So this is our answer, Tuklescope. So Tuklescope came from the word tuklas, which means to discover, and scope, which means to see. So this is an AI-driven platform that turns your everyday moments of curiosity into a guided and personalized STEM journey rooted in Filipino reality. And now let me hand you over to Peter for the demo.
So let's say there's a student named Pedro. So Pedro has a test tomorrow on chemistry, specifically on acids and bases. While he was studying, he gets frustrated to the point that he said, "What's may post ani oy? What's the purpose? What's the purpose of this lesson? Magamit din ako, ikadako na ako. Can I even use this when I become an adult?" So our Tukla scope is a bridge for that. So Tukla scope has two options in which the user can either upload a file or take a picture. So let's say for an household vinegar, so our AI has three processes. First, it can analyze an image. Then, based on that image, it will generate three contents, spark contents. Then, based on that contents, it will analyze the skills based on that content. So, the spark contents, there are three quick facts, which are general knowledge, and also a trivia. And the STEM concepts are STEM or science, knowledge, and in the hands-on project, so skill tree. So based on the spark contents, there was the skills generated. So in the skill tree tab, it will be reflected so users can see the topics that they leaned in more. So in case the user don't have really an image or a picture that they are specifically attracted to, so they can go to our pathways tab and they can see the current quest that they can go. So for example, there's a current quest which is backyard ecologist, so they can start their journey. So yes, so the backyard ecology, we can see there is plants. So the user can analyze this image, and then based on that quest, they can get that badge. So as the users scans or take a picture of more image, the quests in the pathways will become more enriching and next one. So next is the Pathfinder tab. So we already see the skill trees and the skills based on the images that the user scanned. So based on that skill tree, our AI will also analyze those skills and will suggest, for example, in a junior high, the senior high school strand that they can take in the future. So for senior high school, it can also recommend college programs that they can take in the future. So for example, as you can see, for the senior high school strand, it recommends the STEM strand and academic strand based on the STEM fields or the skills that were shown in the skill tree. So what if in the strongest STEM fields, they don't know what is ecology? So there's a little question mark there, in the right side, where they can ask our AI chatbot also. So for example, our user, what is ecology? So our AI will also respond based on this question.
So, Tuklescope is more than just an app. It's an ecosystem designed to tackle the root of our STEM challenge, which is to make education relevant, Then, it is a direct response to studies calling for the strengthening of STEM education from the early grades. By turning everyday objects into discoveries, we give students
our system into schools. For example, in the individual classrooms, the teachers can can make their own quest. So they can also use this for assignments for their students. Then for also in the community, for example, in the DNR. So the DNR will publish quests about trees, for example, different kind of trees where the users can upload. Like,
Thank you. Thank you for this. And I think I agree with you. No, we need to encourage more STEM interest. How big of a data set is needed before the recommendations come out accurately? Like, what grade should they start using this?
it doesn't really have a minimum. It's like it only based on the current skill trees that were present. So as the users maybe scanned more things and their skill trees will be more varied. So maybe the recommendation for the Pathfinder will also be different.
Okay.
In addition, ma'am, we actually have a logic for Pathfinder. So every time you discover something, it updates when you go through the Pathfinder path.
Sorry, every time.
Every time you discover something like through taking pictures, so it adds to your skills. Then when you
Okay.
go through the Pathfinder, it updates the.
But you have to be in the Tukla Scope app.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Parang, but we can build integration. Let's say you're just Googling something. Parang it builds
yes,
up
of course, ma'am.
the brain, diba? The knowledge of what your interests are. I think that could be interesting. Diba?
Yes,
like
ma'am.
your integrations, there's an API so that it updates that this kid is interested in such and such things. So anyway, suggestion. Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am. We'll take
Thank
note
you.
of that. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dark Bite. Now we have Lorem Ipsum. Another round of applause. Thank you.
Check, check, check. Hello, hello.
My bag there. Tanggalin mo lang po. Yeah, halfway we need a break.
Hello, hello.
Everyone, good afternoon. Now let's talk about fire. Not a typhoon, not a major disaster, just a fire that starts in someone's kitchen. At first, it might be small, but in 5 minutes, it can double or even triple in size. And in 10 minutes, it has for sure has already spread to nearby homes. In many parts of the Philippines, and according to BFP, it takes 10 to 30 minutes or sometimes even more before responders even arrive, most especially in rural areas. And the global standard? 8 minutes. This is not because they are slow, but because no one reports fast enough. No one knows where exactly, and there is no system that can help them which to prioritize. And that is why we built Alintana. Alintana is an AI-powered emergency platform that helps both civilians and responders respond faster to local emergencies. On the civilian side, you can trigger a voice-activated SOS using our AI responder called Tana, or just press the panic button since it's an emergency. And for future improvement, we're also looking into adding text-based or image-based reporting so that it would be easier for the responders to be able to classify if this report is actually real, since it has photos in it. That report shows up instantly on a live incident map. Once the case is resolved, it disappears but gets added to a heat map, helping communities see which areas are high risk over time. Civilians also receive evacuation guidance from our chatbot, either based on LGU data for evacuation plans or just a general safety advice. And when help is on the way, you will see that the responder is heading towards you. And on the other hand, for the responders, if an SOS is sent and no one responds, the system automatically expands the radius, alerting more responders until someone accepts. Once accepted, Alintana can suggest the best route to the emergency. And for the admin or like the central commands or the LGUs, they can monitor all active emergencies in real time, making coordination and action smoother and faster. So you see, every step is designed to shave more minutes off the response time, because this means saving more lives. Because emergencies don't need to be massive to be deadly. Alintana turns every phone into a lifeline. It bridges the gap between reporting and response, between confusion and clarity, using AI, real-time mapping, and accessible tools. And our vision, we are working toward full integration. Offline messaging, routing, route tracking, responder dashboards, and LGU coordination at scale. But right now, we already have something powerful. A system that hears your call, and a system that makes sure your call is answered. When a fire starts, we don't have 10 to 30 minutes. Maybe we have 3 or maybe 5. And Alintana gives us those minutes back, because we are aiming to cut down response time to reach the standards, or might even make it less than the standards. Because every second matters, and here at Alintana, we make it smarter. Thank you. And for the demonstration, we also have here Yurian.
Okay, so for the product demonstration, and let's see. So this is the homepage of our app. It was supposedly an app, but we couldn't make it, so we made it a website instead. So for example, you're in an emergency. For example, you're in a panic. Your house is burning. So you can tap our panic buttons. And a double tap.
Fire emergency reported. Evacuate immediately and alert emergency services. Stay away from danger zones and avoid inhaling smoke. Fire emergency reported. Evacuate the area immediately and avoid inhaling smoke. Emergency responders are on their way to assist you.
Technical difficulties, wait lang.
Emergency reported. Please provide more details about the emergency so responders can assist you effectively. Emergency reported. If you're in an emergency situation, please provide more details so I can assist you appropriately. Fire emergency reported. Evacuate the area immediately and ensure everyone is at a safe distance from the fire. Responders are on their way. Fire emergency reported. Evacuate the area immediately and follow fire safety protocols. Stay clear of the flames and await assistance from emergency responders.
And yeah, it happens to be applicable to medical assistance and crime assistance, but the biggest factor here is the SOS. So how it works is that if you tap that button, you will be able to say
emergency reported.
Access our voice-to-voice AI
Please provide
command.
more
For
specific
example,
details about the emergency
"Oh no, my
situation
house is
so that
burning
I
and
can
my
assist
uncle is
you
broken,"
appropriately.
for example. And then the AI will process those types of emergencies as medical and fire. So then it will automatically contact the nearest responders based on that type. For example, it will contact the nearest hospital, the nearest firefighters at the same time. So it's very efficient, and it will also log that incident in our live maps, where the responders can see where it is happening currently. And for for the other side, for example, the responders, since it is now in the live map, they can see it there and they can track it, as I have mentioned earlier, where the AI will suggest you a route, which is very efficient since that route suggested is the area where there is no traffic, okay, based on Google Maps. And as for the chat, I think this works at least. Can I try? So here, it is mainly used for assessment. For example, your area is flood-prone area. So if you want to assess it with the AI will help you with that. But it is currently very unpolished, so yeah, it looks like that. So that's about it. So thank you.
Thank you. You know, it's fine. It's okay. Don't get too caught up by that. The concept was more important. So relax. I just have one question. It caught my attention when you all were presenting. It says the average time to respond in the Philippines is around 20 minutes plus to any disaster.
Yes, sir. 10 to 30 minutes. But that data
Medical
usually
emergency reported.
focuses on the rural areas.
I am
since
contacting medical
they're
responders
farther
to assist
there
with the situation.
With
Please
the
ensure the
app,
individual is in
the
a
idea
safe
is to
position
reduce
and
the
do not
response
move them
time to
unless
below 5
necessary.
minutes. How does that happen? Because that's a big gap to my mind.
Yes. So basically, what we are trying to mitigate here or try to address here, so that we would be able to lessen this response time into at least meet the global standards, is that we would also lessen the time being consumed during the during the there's this specific during the incident. Like for example, I try to call the SOS or the 911, for example. That would still take time. That I would have to wait for a responder, or I would have to wait for 911 to actually answer my call. So with having Alintana or our system, we would be limiting the human intervention. So since we are trying to send reports through AI, we would be able to send reports or incidents into the central command without human intervention or lesser human intervention, so that it would actually make it faster.
So, thanks for addressing this challenge. No, very much needed in the Philippines, especially in the rural areas, as you said. Who will fund something like this?
So our number one target for this is the government, of course, since it is very relevant to them. And yeah, it's targeted for them as well and for the civilians. So as you can see, it is mainly tailored for responders and not just the private-owned, but those in the government. So yeah, they are our primary user for this.
Okay. And how does AI help, in your opinion? How does AI help in this challenge?
Actually, in this type of system, AI made it very efficient to send out the emergencies. For example, 911 is very inefficient in a way that it has to come with a single person, and then that person will disseminate that information through other responders. But through this system, it will automatically send it to the nearest responders near you. So not just one, but all the responders near you. And they will have to decide if they want to accept it or not. So it's not, and for example, the problem here is someone might say, oh, what if multiple people reported that emergency? So the problem here is, the problem there being solved is that AI can analyze that issue. For example, that reports, and they can, let's say, the AI will count multiple reports that is the same. For example, fire reports within this area from multiple people can be counted, and it will be sent as one report only. And it will count there how many people reported this incident to make it a serious matter. So they will see, oh, 100 people already reported this. So yeah, AI can help in a lot of ways, not just in automation. Okay.
I agree. And you can even extend it na, there's news already, or if you connect to like a fire station, then you can disseminate to your subscribers, no, so that they are warned. So very good. Thank you so much.
It's always like that.
Thank you, Lorem Ipsum. Now we have BNBS. Cheer naman. Come on, let's go!
Ready na dyan?
Bueno eh.
Ang ex. Kani? O kani? Good ra? Diyan, ayaw ipakita ang kanang Canva na slide. So, boss, ihawa ka na. Matal. Ready na ta? Okay, good. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go.
So, hello everyone. My name is Ralph. I'm the team leader of Team BNBS or Baliktad nga Bubble Sort. So let me share with you a short story or like a moment. Kap, unsaun man ni nato? Or in English, Captain, what should we do now? It's a question echoed in every barangay hall when there is a storm that hits. It's not a call for help, but a call for clear direction and progress. So, the problem is that typhoons and floods constantly hit Cebu and many parts of the Philippines. Yeah, sure, Pag-asa does give regional forecasts, but barangays don't have the tools or have limited tools to process this into a localized action. So, what are the gaps that we have found? First, the system lacks AI-driven localized risk assessment. What does this mean? It means that it is hard to pinpoint the area-specific threats to that specific barangay. Second, typhoon or like storm and flood risk warning don't take into account the unique risk of that barangay profile. Third, the LGUs have limited to no tools to support this type of initiative. And fourth, the last one, as a result, citizen alerts are either delayed or not tailored specific to that location. So, what did we come up with? Introducing BARA, the Barangay AI Response Assistant, because we want to make this into a local level. BARA is an AI, or it is a generative AI virtual assistant for the barangays. It interprets national risk, combines it with the local risk profile of the barangays, then provides a plan for the LGUs and for the citizens. So here's how BARA works. BARA works, please refer to the numbers. So number 1, the barangay official configures the barangay profile. Second, we get data from Pag-asa. However, for our demo later on, we're just going to be using mock data as we don't have access to their API. So, third, the system then initiates or invokes a long chain agent using Bedrock Llama 4 Maverick, let's say, model to provide hazard analysis, planning generation, and alert generation. This is with the help of the NDRP protocols and the historical data pulled via RAG approach. Fourth, the assessment is then passed on to the database securely, which is then going to be reviewed, either accepted or rejected. Let's just say accepted. It is then condensed into a notification form to be passed to the LGUs and the citizens. Quite simple, right? So let's move on. Why does BARA stand out?
Bara stands out because it is modular, made of independent parts or modules. It is scalable. It can handle more users, more barangays, and more data. And we want to highlight that we are using agentic AI. It is the decision support AI because it is structured and role-based outputs. It also has human in the loop because while the AI provides, let's say, the action plan and so on, the officials will be the one to modify, accept, or reject the output. It is cost efficient because it is serverless. You will understand why later on. And last but not the least, it is aligned with NDRP protocols or the national government guidelines, as I said, National Disaster Response Plan. So, we are not replacing. We are empowering. You can see GeoRisk, P8, Pag-asa, Project NOAA, and we have Barangay AI. You can see the difference. Others give the data. Bara provides the directions because it is localized, actionable, and human verified. And so this is the explanation now. This is how we set it up. We are using the Amazon Web Services to deploy our solution. So let us proceed now to the demo. So the demo is here. We are sorry for the, let's say, the UI because it was because of time constraints. So here, the configuration page is where you configure your barangay's profile. You can see the location information, the population demographics, the environmental and risk assessment, and the communication and resources. I also want to highlight that you can change the language of your notification, whether English, Tagalog, or Bisaya. And you can see the summary preview down below as what you have inputted in the configuration page. And now, let's see it in action. Let's press Save Configuration. It is now sent to the database. And let's move on to the reports page. As you can see, there are only two risk levels, low and moderate. And for this demonstration, as I have said, we're just going to be using mock data. So my back-end friend or teammate here is going to push data of an example of a high risk level typhoon or a disaster. So let's move on to refresh data. So as you can see, there's a high risk level and it is pending. So let us go to the modal view of details. So for this one, the specific agentic AI, the hazard analysis agent, it will analyze and assess the barangay and weather data. The planning agent will then classify the risk by using hazard and exposure levels and plan on what the LGU should do. So as you can see, there's a summary of the situation, there's a citizen alert, and there's the LGU action plan, and also the available resources, because that is part of the alert generation agent. So, as you can see, if we click accept, let us now move on to the Gmail. It is now submitted. Okay, let's wait. Okay, here. There, you can now see that there are two emails. Action required is for the LGUs. Let's go back a page. And the alert signal is for the citizens so that they will be informed. So yes, that's basically what it does. It has many features and we are very proud of it because of how the humans have an action in this, and that it is not just AI and future of Bara. For the impact, it will promote streamlined evacuations, coordination, and data-backed AI-assisted decisions. What's next for Bara? We want to have full integration with Pag-asa and other agencies. Officials can have the power to add or modify the action plan. And last but not the least, have a smarter dashboard. So now, everyone, the question remains, Cap, unsaon mani nato? Captain, what should we do now? Well, with Bara, kahibalo nata. With Bara, now we know what to do. Because when lives are on the line, it's not just about knowing everything. It's about knowing about the next step. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the very passionate presentation. Again, this is one of very important challenge statements, no, that we pose to everybody, because we always encounter disasters, especially typhoon, flood.